What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. What's up, guys? So at this point, everybody is heard. Tyler Perry is being sued, and the amount to a lot of us is immense, $260 million. Honestly, with Tyler Perry being classified as a billionaire who is consistently working, not just one who has, some money and he's just making money off of interest, which, I mean, if you're a billionaire and you're making money off interest, that's still a lot of money, but he's consistently making bank. $260 million, to be honest with you, isn't really a whole lot of money in the grand scheme of things with him being classified as a billionaire. Not to say, oh, well, he can afford it, just go ahead and pay it, even if you're not guilty of doing anything. But let's just go ahead and get into this because we really have to have a conversation about Tyler Perry. So, this is from the New York Post. And it says Tyler Perry has been accused of alleged sexual assault by an actor from his popular TV series, The Oval. The Post can confirm. According to court documents obtained by the Post, actor Derek Dixon sued Perry, 55, for alleged sexual assault and sexual harassment in a lawsuit filed with the Superior Court of California in Los Angeles on June 13th. Dixon claimed that Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with the actor. And here he is, right here. When Dixon did not reciprocate Perry's alleged advances, he claimed the media mogul purposely or purportedly began to subject him to escalating sexual harassment, assault, and battery, and professional retaliation per the lawsuit. Dixon claimed that he first met the Diary of a Mad Black Woman creator at an event in 2019, and that Perry picked him out of a crowd and later asked for his phone number while suggesting that he might have a role for the actor. Perry then cast Dixon in 2 episodes of his BET Plus series, Ruthless. I've never watched that show, but I think it's about a cult. But anyway, Perry said it was a small role that could get a lot bigger, thereby setting up the first stage in a series of escalating quid pro quo offers. In January 2020, the House of Pain producer allegedly invited Dixon to his home in Douglasville County, Georgia. Inviting him to the home. Although Dixon hoped that he would be given a chance to befriend Perry and show him how talented an actor he was, Dixon claimed that he was allegedly served many alcoholic drinks and convinced to spend the night at the mogul's home. Here's a screenshot of a text. What's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Yes, it's the exact same kind of car. Geo Metro, I don't know what the heck that's supposed to mean. And then I guess he's responding to this question saying, giving up my religious guilt. Becoming a Buddhist? Question mark. That's so cool. Where you came from. And I'm assuming this is Tyler Perry. Unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that. And it's so sad talking about the religious guilt and having guiltless sex. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. And these are some other text messages. Tyler Perry. Why did that photo make me jealous? You two together, I guess. Listen, let's see. At the end of the night, Perry told Dixon not to drive home, the lawsuit read. Perry said it was dangerous and that Dixon was too inebriated to drive home. Dixon agreed and was escorted to a separate guest room, not knowing that this was a ruse to allow Perry to assault Dixon. Dixon was tired and did not have pajamas, and so he got into bed only wearing underwear. The complaint continued. Before he knew what was happening, Dixon felt someone else slip into bed behind him and start rubbing Dixon's body around his inner thigh in a highly sexual and suggestive manner. Dixon turned around and saw that Tyler Perry was in bed with him. Shortly after the alleged incident, Perry cast Dixon in The Oval and allegedly told the actor to quit his other job as an event staffer because Perry was not able to control Dixon so long as Dixon had a secondary income that was providing for his basic needs. Dixon claimed his role as Dale in The Oval was written as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who was forced to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay because that was what Perry was allegedly looking for in a real life partner. I'm not even going to read any more of this, guys. Listen, I've seen comments on I've seen comments on Instagram. I'm seeing people who are just going hard for Tyler Perry. Oh, we got to protect our brother. We got to protect our own. We can't let this white man come for our listen. I believe the man, and I'm obviously it doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter. I'm not the judge, I'm not the jury, but I believe him. I shared on my community wall yesterday when the story broke the link to the episode of the Boondocks that allegedly Tyler Perry complained about and had removed from airing because the Boondocks used to air on television years ago on Adult Swim, which was it was a part of the channel, um, the Cartoon Network, I believe. Either the Cartoon Network or Boomerang. I think it was Cartoon Network, though, and they had what was called Adult Swim, where adult-related cartoon content would air after 10 o'clock at night. So the Boondocks aired on the weekends, and that episode you would not really be able to find it, but I found it on YouTube. I actually watched it, I think it was sometime last year. But I'll put the link to it in the description box if you did not check it on the community wall. But listen, the people who want to go out for Tyler Perry talking about, oh, how ironic. As soon as he releases this hit movie on Netflix called Straw, which he was able to film in 4 days and it's been doing a lot of numbers and blah 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 blah. Now he's suing him. I need people to understand lawsuits, although they can, kind of happen overnight. That's not the way it works, especially with a lawsuit of this size and this nature. It takes time to accumulate the information that they have, which this isn't once you go through a lawsuit, you go through the discovery process where each side is asking for questions to be answered, which are interrogatories, and then requests for production, which is when they're asking for evidence. And so that takes time, but when you're going in heavy for a lawsuit of this size, $260 million, you're coming in not just saying, "This is what happened to me," and just take my word for it. You're going to have some things to kind of go ahead and show and prove to the defendant that the plaintiff, I mean business. And if you want to just go ahead and make this go away, it would be in your best interest to go ahead and settle as soon as possible. Because if I already have this information in the beginning, can you imagine what's going to come out during the discovery process? Hence, Diddy settling his lawsuit with Cassie 24 hours after it came out. Do you remember the size of that complaint and all of the information that was in that complaint? So I'm saying that to say the people who just want to say Tyler Perry is being targeted because he's successful. This is a white man coming after a black man. I believe this white man. I'm not here to be on his side because he's white and saying white is right. Absolutely not. But I believe Tyler Perry was doing what this man alleged to have done. And I don't want to hear anything about, well, he was okay with it and he got casted in that show after that happened. And if he was really not okay with it, then he wouldn't have taken the job and he would have done this and he would have done that. People need to stop saying what someone else would have done if it were this or if it were that, because you are not that person. And we always have to remember, when it comes down to situations like these, it yeah is about the money. And civil litigation, the form of justice, is money. They're not going to go to jail for the things that they are alleged to have done, and if they're found guilty and the jury finds in the plaintiff's favor, all they can do is reward a civil judgment of money. That's it. That's what the justice is in the civil court. When someone is in a car accident and they sue the at fault party and the insurance company, the only justice you can get is money, even if someone unfortunately loses their life in the car accident. Well, and of course, if that person was driving drunk or something like that, then they can have criminal charges too. But I'm just talking about the civil part. All they can do is reward money. Justice in the civil system is money. So people need to stop saying, "Oh, all they want is money." The justice is money. That's it. And so when I never watched the Netflix movie. It was called what? Medea's Homecoming. But I did do a conversation talking about that when that happened. And when did that come out? What, 2020, 2021? And I talked about it and I was just saying, at this point, Tyler Perry is Medea and Tyler Perry is a drag queen. This man, because when I didn't watch the movie, but I saw the part where he was performing as Beyonce, meaning Medea was performing as Beyonce, the Homecoming. This man really is not happy. He is a billionaire, but he cannot be happy because he cannot be free to be himself. Even though, like I say about Larry Reed, he's living in a glass closet because it's see through. We can see. Come on out because the closet is glass. We see right through it. You're in this closet, but you are not happy to just come out and identify as who you really are. Because I remember I was in it was a couple of days ago. Tasha Cave did a live on her app, and she was talking about some other things. And ironically, this came out after that happened. But people were in the comments saying, Tyler Perry isn't gay. He has a son. And I was like in the comments saying, do you know how many gay people have children? Do you know how many guys on RuPaul's Drag Race have children? Just because he has a son does not mean he's not gay. And there is a content creator YouTuber, and I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel too. It's just as early in the morning as I'm recording this, so forgive me if I'm not getting the names like immediately off the top of my head. But he did a YouTube video years ago talking about Tyler Perry and saying Tyler Perry is definitely gay. Oh my God, what is his name? I cannot remember it right now, but I'm subscribed to his channel and I watch his content. Actually, his partner um just passed away recently. But yeah, he knows Tyler Perry from back in the day. And when he did a video talking about that, not too long after that happened, he got beat up. This man, at whatever cost, in my personal opinion, is willing to continue to hide who he really is because he just doesn't want to just flat out put it out there that he's a gay man or bisexual at the low end of the spectrum. But Tyler Perry and this lawsuit, I feel like he just needs to go ahead and settle. And we remember when what's his face came out last year and he was putting all those allegations about how a billionaire was, making passes at him and making him feel uncomfortable and all these other things. And Christian Keys. And then that just quietly went away. But he actually did say that it wasn't Tyler Perry. So it's like, well, who was it? So yeah. Oh my God. I believe I'm sorry guys. This ain't about being on the side of the black man or caping for a white man. This is about what I believe. And I mean, look at this text message. Tyler Perry sent this text to him and he responds and says, "Nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm." To me, sounds like he's trying to be friendly, not just, you know what I mean, be a complete turn off or, seeming like he's turned off or, because he's pretty much employed by him at this point. So he's trying to make nicey nicey to keep getting his paycheck. And then he responds, "Nice picture." Like that's it. So he responds in all caps, "Great, amazing, awesome picture." And then he was Tyler Perry. "You don't see that stud in that nice picture? Dude." I'm sorry, guys. I believe this man. I believe Tyler Perry needs to go ahead and pay this man just like he paid TD Jakes years ago. So here we have Tyler Perry at the Potter's house. This was many years ago.
Would you come tell what the Lord told you? Uh, God bless you. It's caught me a little off guard, Bishop. A couple of, what was it, 3 or 4 days ago? 3 or 4 days ago, I called. I was at Manpower. And
Manpower. Ciao. I'm not even going to go through all of this, but Tyler Perry is such the wordsmith and the speaker.
my mother, she didn't have much to give me. She didn't have millions of dollars. She didn't have some legacy, but she had Jesus. And she taught me about that God. So I didn't even know that he was trying to build this youth center. I didn't even know it, but I know how important the youth are. So we were sitting in the service, and I leaned up toward him, and I said, "I've just been touched to give $1 million." So when you got up here and you said $1 million, I said, "God, I don't know what you're doing, but I know I heard your voice."
Loving it. Loving it.
Hey! I'm going to tell you right now, when you hear the voice of God, you move. Don't worry about what nobody says to you. Don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about your enemy. Don't worry about your hater. He will bless you. He will lift you. He will give. Sometimes you spend too much time worried about your haters. You spend too much time worried about people talking about you. But what you need to understand is that the Bible says in order for you to be blessed, your haters have to be present. How do I know that? The book of Psalms says he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So in order for me to eat, they have to be present. So God bless you, Bishop. I pray right now that you will continue to do everything you're doing. I pray his anointing will stay upon you. I pray the power of God all over you. I pray his favor. I pray the blood of Jesus will come upon you right now. Keep you in his care. God, I thank you for your blessings.
Look at TD Jakes acting like he felt something. Acting like he felt something. Boy, bye. He did everything except fall out on the floor, right? Have somebody throw a sheet over him. All right, enough of this. Listen, we have to be honest about Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry needs to be honest with himself. The man apparently is living this life secretly. He can't really feel comfortable to come out because of the way that he was brought up and the way that he was raised. He's always talking about his mama and all this other stuff. A lot of people have problems with the content that he continues to produce, which mainly about black women struggling and all of this other stuff, right? And he even came out recently and clapped back. I hadn't talked about that. I just didn't really want to. I'm just kind of tired of the I'm just kind of tired of it. But I really felt like I needed to touch on that as I was talking about this situation because, yeah, I do believe that Tyler Perry definitely is a hypocritical gay man living in a glass closet. And I do believe the allegations that are in this lawsuit. I'm not saying that the plaintiff is not capable of lying. I'm not saying that the plaintiff isn't capable of being an opportunist. But honestly, even somebody who was in a car accident that hasn't been like injured, they're going to see that as an opportunity too to come up and heck, why not? Why not? Tyler Perry found this man in a crowd. I don't think there was anything spectacular about him that would have caused Tyler Perry. It's not like he was a modeling agent. Modeling agents back in the day, at least. Now everybody on Instagram is a model. But back in the day when models were an actual thing, and there would be people who would be out and about and scouting, trying to find people that they eyed and say, oh, this person I believe would be a good model. Of course, they would have to go through all of the rigmarole to find out if they actually would be a good fit. But just the looks of them, they would say, oh, I think this person could be. But an actor, you just see somebody in the crowd, you don't know if this person can act. I believe Tyler Perry saw someone who was attractive to him. And that is the premise of the Boondocks episode that I was talking about. And it kind of speaks to what happened. And some may say, oh, well, that guy watched that episode and he got his ideas from that episode. I don't believe it. I believe that episode was forthtelling about what actually had been happening. And when Pops went over to Tyler Perry, well, his name wasn't Tyler Perry, but he went over to the Tyler Perry person who was supposed to be like Tyler Perry in that episode of the Boondocks, and he went over to his house and he was sleeping over, and he's got all these oiled up men and all this other stuff and whatever. It really speaks to who this man is. And Black people really need to stop making idols out of people that have been successful, that are doing well, that are, seeming to be doing well financially, because we have these aspirations of hopefully getting out of the place that we're in right now. No, we may never become famous or be as, financially well off as these people are, but it's almost like you can't speak anything negative about these people because it's almost like you're you're speaking blasphemy. These people are people. They're not God. Stop idolizing and worshiping these celebrities because my God, all of them are capable of doing things that we are not okay with. I'm not saying all of them are capable of doing stuff like that, but I'm just saying we don't know these people. So all of them are capable of doing stuff that we would not be okay with. And because we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, you just kind of have to see everyone as a possible liability or capable of doing some ish that you would not be okay with. So if you see them in that light, I believe it would be something that would help people who are capable of idolizing and idol worshiping these people. If you see them more like that, then maybe it will help you to take these people off of these pedestals, because all of this nonsense that people do in the comment sections when stories like this come out on these Instagram blogs is crazy. These people don't know you, and you caping for them in the comment section is not going to put any money in your pocket, and it's not going to help their situation. But Tyler Perry, I believe he just needs to go ahead and cough up the cash, which a lot of people believe that's what he did in the situation with Christian Keys, even though Christian Keys alleged that he was not talking about Tyler Perry. But a lot of people were like, well, who could he be talking about? Especially with the descriptors that he was giving. It just gave Tyler Perry, especially it was someone that we knew he worked with at one point in time. I remember Christian Keys back in the day from the Tyler Perry play, Medea Goes to Jail. Yeah, back when he used to do the Chitlin Circuit stuff, and I have some of those DVDs, and I'm going to be honest with you, it was just to make me laugh. It was just to make me laugh. So when he started doing the movies, I really wasn't a fan of the movies. Not saying I wasn't happy that he was getting more recognition and more success or whatever, but I preferred him back when he was doing the Chitlin Circuit plays versus this stuff. But yeah, Christian Keys, the first time I saw him, he was in that play, Medea Goes to Jail. 100% Chitlin Circuit. And yeah, I believe he he casted Christian Keys because to him he was an attractive man, not because he was a great actor. But anyway, guys, I want to know what you think. Let me know your thoughts about this lawsuit. Let me know your thoughts about the episode of the Boondocks if you've watched it. And, just let me know what your thoughts about all of this is altogether about Tyler Perry laying hands on TD Jakes and all of that stuff, guys. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it in the comments.
Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.